Hey Fueled Up friends, welcome back or welcome. My name is Ashley, aka Food for Fuel Dietitian. On my channel, I give you tips and tricks to eating more plants to fuel your mind, body, and soul. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 tips to smoothly transitioning into a plant-based lifestyle. Now, I'm just going to get right into it. I firstly wanted to mention that next week's video, we're going to have a special guest, and it's also about transitioning into a plant-based diet. I'm going to interview my lovely life partner, Darwin, on how he transitioned into a plant-based diet. And this will give you all some insight as to how it can happen for you. For me, I can share my story as well, but I think it's nice to see other people who might not have a nutrition background entering into the plant-based lifestyle smoothly. So let's get started with the 5 tips. So tip number 1 is to make food lists. And what I mean by this is I actually tell this to my patients all the time at work, to make 2 lists. Now, the first list, you're going to make a list of things that you've never tried before, but you're willing to try, right? So that could be like maybe you've never tried beets, or maybe you've never tried Brussels sprouts. Let's put those on the list of things to try that you're open to trying, but maybe you haven't had it before, or maybe you've had it and had a bad experience, but you're open to trying it again. Now, the second list I want you to make is a list of foods you already eat that are plant-based. So maybe you love grapes and you love bananas and you love broccoli. Put these things on a list because this is going to make it easy for you to go back to that list and say, wow, I already like this. I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's plant-based, right? Write these things on a list so you can easily refer back to it. Now, tip number 2 is take it one meal at a time. For some people, this might mean starting at 1 meal a day. Maybe it's breakfast. I think for a lot of people, breakfast can be a little bit easier to transition into because you could do things like oatmeal or toast, right, with some vegetables on the side and hummus on the toast, right? So easy things like that. And then you can easily build up, right? You can build up from 1 meal a day to 1 day a week. Maybe you choose meatless Mondays, right? A lot of people are doing that. And then maybe that 1 day a week turns into 3 days a week. Set manageable goals for yourself, realistic goals that you're able to achieve, because you can always increase your goals, right, as you go. Set the bar a little bit lower for yourself in the beginning so that you can keep raising it higher and higher each week. So tip number 3, super, super important. Focus on adding, not replacing. Now, focus on adding these new foods to your diet and new meals, but try not to think of the beans replacing your meat or your cashews replacing your cheese. Think of it as just something brand new, because if we bite into a veggie burger thinking it's going to taste like a regular burger, you're going to be disappointed, right? And then you're not going to want to continue and you'll feel disappointed, let down, discouraged. We want you to feel the opposite of that. We want you to feel positive and encouraged and motivated. Now, tip number 4, for those who are meat and potato type of people, you know that this one might be a little bit more challenging. But instead of focusing on, okay, tonight I'm going to have steak for dinner, right? That's our main focus, is the meat. Let's focus on what whole grain and vegetable am I going to put in my meal tonight, or what bean do I want to focus my meal around today. It takes a little bit of an adjustment, I will say that, but once you adjust to it, you'll realize how many options you really have. So tip number 5 kind of encompasses all of these tips, but it is to focus on all the possibilities and not the limitations. So it's kind of like taking that first tip, right? Focusing on all the foods you already eat that you like that are plant-based, and focusing on the new foods you can try that you haven't tried before. Focusing on the new, not focusing on the old and what you have to give up. Because I guarantee if you embrace a plant-based lifestyle, you have so much more to gain than you do to lose. And it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth these changes. But just keep this in mind. All of these changes are really mental changes. Now, our mindset is really hard to change, especially depending on your age. If you've had these habits for a long time, it's going to take a while to change your mindset. But the more willing, the more open you are, the easier it will be. So I hope these tips helped. Please let me know if you want any more tips. These are just a simple 5, but if you want 5 more, I can give that to you. So guys, stay tuned for next week's video where, like I said, I have a special guest, and that will be super fun to watch. Don't forget to take a look at the description box. I have my Instagram, I have my Facebook, I have my poetry book, and my website. So please take a look at that. Please subscribe, please like, please comment, and please stay tuned for next week's video. It will be super fun to watch. So just remember, fuel yourself, don't fool yourself. Bye guys.